we're right now working for a group of Indigenous communities, supporting in collaboration with the proponent. So our client is the communities. They're working with the proponent to co-write a major permitting application for a new expanded mine project. And so in this case, the company and the communities, they're actually writing the permitting application together to submit to government. And that's never really been done before. And we're bringing our expertise, and in this case, we usually work for industry, but in this case, we're actually working for the communities. And then
that's exciting.
The mining company has its own consultants. We're all kind of in a room. Now, it isn't that it's easy. Like, it's not a big come in a room and hold hands.
There's a reason you're there.
No, and it's some really, really tough discussions.
Yeah.
But just really quickly, like what Jen said, is our team, when they got on the ground with this, the first thing they did is spent 2 weeks going from community to community, hearing about all the things that Jen's talking about.
Not for an hour at a time, I'm assuming.
No, it was and it was tough, right?
Yeah.
Because whether it's residential schools, whether it's all this stuff, like,
lots of homes from floods and fires.
Yeah, all that stuff. So the point is, like, in our business, and to be successful, like permitting, like to get a major project approved, and this is kind of where we're trying to get back to where are the friction points, right, and being able to get through. The way the environmental assessment legislation has been rewritten in Canada and BC and all over the world is this requirement for consensus and consent all the way through, or free and prior informed consent, FPIC they refer to it as. So it almost like it has to be your square one is building that relationship, because now you're going to go through a 2.5 year process. And if you don't have trust at the beginning, can you imagine how it's going to be a year in, right? Because nobody's like... And that's where the problems come. And it's funny because there isn't like one thing. And that's where, when I hear the politicians talking about fixing the permitting system, I'm like, well, actually, you got to figure out, actually, a lot of it is, I push back a bit, a lot of it is on the responsibility of the companies. I mean, there's lots of problems, right? But there's things that we are in our control. And one of the things that are in our control is to focus on trying to build really positive relationships and do the best you can. And if you do that, your likelihood of success is like 100% higher.
It's actually quite, hearing you both talk, it's quite encouraging, because you can have a lot of conversations where people are frustrated or they're confused, and it's like, oh no, there is paths forward.
Yeah.
Like most things in life.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's still hard, right?
Yeah. Well, good things are difficult. That's sort of the whole thing. I wanted to, just before we wrap up, I wanted to also talk about the growth a little bit of the company, but also maybe a couple of specific examples just of the work you've done, just to sort of highlight for people listening, just to get an understanding of what you can do as a company. I don't know.
I'm going to start with the growth part, because I feel like that kind of is a nice segue from what we were just talking about. I think, building off of this idea of really trying to target what we saw as the most complex challenges in regulatory and approvals work, primarily in the mining sector, we started to grow out that team, focusing on these areas and developing practice areas around them. I think our success, a huge part of our success, is the people that we've been able to bring on. We have some really amazing individuals from a really diverse background, covering off the different social and environmental aspects, and the management and coordination side too. We're almost 100% remote. We have an office in North Vancouver, but most of our team is actually spread right across Canada, so coast to coast. And what that's allowed us to do is really be thoughtful about who we bring on and really try and draw the best talent, not just the next available person.
That was actually one of my next questions, was finding 50 good people is not an easy task.
It isn't, no, but good people draw good people too.
That's true.
It's we do a lot of our growth. I'm really proud to say has been from the people that we already have on the team, wanting to bring others into the group as well, and really selling the company and its vision and what we want to do to allow for that growth to happen, which is it's been pretty amazing to see. And culture has been a huge focus of mine personally, really. And again, it's about listening, right? It's like, what is it? And not assuming. We have a pretty diverse group, right? And in age, in background, and
In location,
exactly.
those
yeah.
are challenges. Yeah.
So, listening to what's important and really trying to, be progressive in terms of what is that culture and really focusing on that and investing in it.
Yeah.
So that's still a major
Well,
part of my day.